Hello, BTS lovers. Have you ever felt that you are not close enough to your family? Or have you ever felt that everything you have done so far carries a weight that is invisible to others, even to those closest to you? What happens when, suddenly, in a completely different atmosphere, you feel the warmth and presence of a family that you have longed for? This is the story that happened to BTS's Jungkook, who recently experienced an unexpected shock in his challenging military life on a seemingly ordinary day. In a harsh conscription training routine, Jungkook receives an unexpected arrival. His parents suddenly appeared in front of his eyes, making the entire military region shocked. Even Jimin, his close friend, who is also undergoing similar obligations. However, this surprise is more than just a family gathering. It is an emotional moment that reveals how deep their bond is and how the longing and love of family and friends can be so intense. And no one could have imagined how this surprise would have such a big impact on Jungkook and Jimin. Jungkook's father, who suddenly hugged him in the middle of training, left everyone speechless. As we know, many rumors are circulating about Jungkook's personal life, especially during this period of conscription. Some even had time to consider that he felt alienated, far from family and friends. However, the arrival of his parents proved the opposite. There is nothing stronger than family love. Jungkook, who usually looks tough in public, finally couldn't hold back his tears when he saw his father come closer and give him such a strong hug. That's the heartwarming moment when a hug from the closest person is able to heal a longing that has been buried deep for months. However, the presence of Jungkook's parents also had a tremendous impact on Jimin. Jimin, who has always been known as a true friend to Jungkook, seemed to feel how deep the longing felt by his best friend. When Jimin saw Jungkook's father and mother give Jungkook a warm hug, he couldn't help feeling his heart. In his mind, the moment reminded him of their first day of enlistment, the time they parted ways with their own families. It was an emotional moment, and seeing his best friend get the same hug from his family made Jimin feel relieved, as if he shared in the immense happiness. As a young man who has become known to the world, Jungkook has gone through many challenges in his life. From the beginning of his career in BTS to becoming a global icon, his life has always been filled with relentless public spotlight. But who really knows what's going on behind the scenes? This moment reminds us that behind a glittering life, a young man like Jungkook, who may seem unattainable to most people, still has a very deep need for love and support from his family. Jungkook's parents, who came to visit during the holiday, not only gave a great surprise, but also showed how much they support their son's military trip. Many did not know that Jungkook had longed for their presence, even in a crowded training routine. During this time, he may never have shown how much influence his family had on him, but this moment revealed it all. Like a supportive father and an encouraging mother, their presence strengthens Jungkook's spirit to continue to carry out his duties with determination. For Jimin, who has been Jungkook's best friend for many years, the arrival of Jungkook's parents is a symbol of deep love and care. As a true friend, Jimin certainly feels that he is also part of Jungkook's family. For a long time, Jimin was treated like his own son by Jungkook's parents, and they knew each other well. Of course, Jimin felt very moved to see his best friend finally get the warmth he needed so much. The moment also brought him back to the memories of the first time he had to part with his parents, right after he was drafted into the army. All the homesickness that he used to feel now feels easier to understand when you see how great the presence of parents in a person's life. This moment that happened teaches us many things. No matter how busy or famous someone is, they still need the love and support of their family and friends. For Jungkook, the arrival of his parents is proof that even though he is far from home, he is not alone. In a fast-paced and stressful world such as the entertainment industry, family relationships remain a strong foundation for a person to survive and move forward. For Jimin, this is a reminder that friends are the family we can choose. In every journey of life, we need people who not only support us when we are at the top, but also when we feel weak and alienated. This Haru moment shows that a true friendship will always have a space to share happiness, sadness, and emotional moments that strengthen. The importance of family in a person's life cannot be underestimated. For BTS fans, This is a moment that proves that behind a famous figure like Jungkook, there is an ordinary human being who feels the longing and desire to get back close to the people he loves. For Jimin, he will always be a friend who gives strength, and for us, loyal fans, this is a vivid proof that BTS is a family that supports each other in everything, both on stage and outside of it. So, what will happen next for Jungkook and Jimin after the shock? How will the arrival of Jungkook's parents affect their journey in the military and their lives after? We can only wait and hope that these strong bonds of family and friendship will continue to give them strength in the face of whatever comes in the future. And no one can deny how much the entertainment world is full of glitter, but behind the stage and camera, artists like Jungkook and Jimin are still human beings with the same feelings as us. The life of those who often look perfect is not without struggle and sacrifice. Their conscription period gives an idea of how they have to face greater challenges, especially when they are away from family, friends, and those closest to them who have relied on them. Every BTS fan must know that the relationship between BTS members is very close, almost like a family. However, the presence of Jungkook's parents in the midst of this military routine sends a deeper message about the importance of family support in their lives. There is nothing more comforting for a child than knowing that their parents always support them, especially in times of tension such as conscription. That moment of togetherness brought peace of its own to Jungkook, who may have felt a little isolated with all the busyness he faced. The same goes for Jimin, who has developed a very deep friendship with Jungkook. True friends like Jimin would be relieved to see Jungkook finally get happiness and comfort with the presence of his parents. Not only a friend, but Jimin has also been considered part of Jungkook's big family. Jungkook's parents always treated Jimin warmly, like their own son. In fact, while both were serving in the military, Jimin often became a companion for Jungkook in the face of deep longing for his family. The same goes for Jimin, who has developed a very deep friendship with Jungkook. True friends like Jimin would be relieved to see Jungkook finally get happiness and comfort with the presence of his parents. Not only a friend, but Jimin has also been considered part of Jungkook's big family. Jungkook's parents always treated Jimin warmly, like their own son. In fact, while both were serving in the military, Jimin often became a companion for Jungkook in the face of deep longing for his family. This surprise became a meaningful moment for Jimin because he knew how valuable the presence of parents in his best friend's life. Why are we impressed by this story? Why is a family gathering like this able to touch our hearts so deeply? Because this story reminds us of something very human. We all need our loved ones to support us in all conditions. No matter why are we impressed by this story? Why is a family gathering like this able to touch our hearts so deeply? Because this story reminds us of something very human. We all need our loved ones to support us in all conditions. No matter how successful we are or how much the world admires us, in the end, we all want to feel loved and accepted by those closest to us. Jungkook, although known as a strong and independent figure, is inseparable from the need to feel emotional closeness with his parents. Jimin, who is always by Jungkook's side, is moved to see his best friend so happy and surrounded by the love of his family. It was a very personal moment for both. The moment they shared a hug, the moment they supported each other without words. Jimin, who is always by Jungkook's side, is moved to see his best friend so happy and surrounded by the love of his family. It was a very personal moment for both. The moment they shared a hug, the moment they